Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a spectacular Rolex Oyster Perpetual Day-Date II, reference 218399BR, with green enamel indices and diamond paved dial and bezel. This timepiece, part of a series made from 2008 to 2014, the Day-Date II model line. This specific model made in 2009 according to the serial number. Now it's white gold, 41 millimeters in diameter, 12 millimeters thick, 53 millimeters from solid end link to solid end link, and it has a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. The appearance and the feel are impressive. It's a large watch, broad across the wrist, but thin enough to fit underneath a dress cuff. It is a dress watch. I would recommend you wear this watch on a wrist of at least 15 centimeters in circumference because it is large, broad, and wears more like a 42 or a 43 due to the distance across the wrist, and you can see that well. The timepiece is very solid, and it's fit with a Rolex President bracelet. The President bracelet, which has been part of the Day-Date family since the first models launched in the mid-1950s, it is a three-link design that gives you the structural integrity of the three-link Oyster sports bracelets, but also the short-link souplesse, the silky feel of the five-link Jubilee dress bracelet. You can see alternately satinated and polished for contrast, removable links fixed by screws, and that on both sides of the clasp. We have a crown clasp, as is traditional on the President bracelet, so the only sign of the break between the two halves of the bracelet is the crown. And this is an upgraded version of the crown clasp. As you can see, there's a beak and then internally a hook. So this system actually latches and locks shut. You don't just pull it open by force. It's not friction fit. It is latched and locked, which gives you greater security on the wrist. It will not accidentally open up. Rolex makes its own cases, bracelets, clasps, dials, and movements, but Rolex also has its own foundry and makes its own alloy, and it uses gray gold for the case, 18-karat white gold that needs no rhodium plating. Gray gold has this lovely warm tone. If you scratch it, it's the same color underneath, and it never needs to be replated in rhodium, unlike conventional white gold. Twin lock crown, you know that because it's a gold twin lock crown. The two dots tells you both of those pieces of information. And it gives the watch, via its screw-down action, 100-meter water resistance. We have a bezel that is completely full of baguette-cut diamonds. They are identical in color, clarity, and carats, and all of this is done by an optical scanner at Rolex that makes the selection. The gem setting, however, is done by hand, and these gem-set Rolex watches are among the last handcrafted Rolex watches of any description. Everything else has been automated but the gem setting. So you have an invisible setting for the bezels. You don't see the little white gold pincers like you do on the dial where the brilliant cut gems are set. You just see the outer and inner bezel framing and locking these baguette cut gems in place. Now on the dial, we have green enamel on top of white gold indices, and then they're floating, these indices, in a sea of brilliant cut gems, and you can see their white gold settings, giving it a wonderful lustrous twinkle gleam like stars in the sky. We have the day and the date, white gold hands, a Rolex and Day-Date nameplate set, both in white gold to resist oxidation and tarnishing over time. As you can see, it is a hacking seconds watch. It also features a double quick set, so I can rapidly set the date, but then I can also, by turning in the other direction, set the day. Turn the watch over, solid case back. This is a Rolex Oyster case, 100 meters water resistant, and a white gold case back to match the white gold case. Inside, we have Rolex caliber 3156 automatic winding with bidirectional winding action, 48-hour power reserve, 8 beats per second, 31 joules, the hacking and the double quick set functions, COSC chronometer certification, and then of course Rolex builds its movements with a free sprung balance and an overcoil hairspring, the features respectively, allowing the watch to be regulated quite precisely, and then the overcoil, allowing the watch to keep even time in any physical orientation on your wrist. The free-sprung balance contributes to the stability against shock that is reinforced additionally by the full balance bridge architecture, and then finally it uses the Parachrom Blue anti-magnetic hairspring alloy, so the hairspring breathes concentrically in any physical position, and it endows the watch with considerable anti-magnetism. Reach out to tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.